Here's a customer story about SecurityScorecard MAX, our end-to-end managed TPRM service to help companies prevent supply chain attacks. So, we were working on a MAX proof of value with a large healthcare provider. They were still reeling from the United Healthcare breach, a critical vendor of theirs that caused them significant issues to ensure patient care. Understandably, they were very interested in how to defend against the same zero-day vulnerabilities that impacted United Healthcare, but apply this across their entire supply chain. Like many other companies, they didn't have any reasonable way to assess their supply chain for exposure other than sending out questionnaire forms. Yes, to over 1,000 vendors, asking if they're vulnerable to a specific zero-day threat. I mean, how many of these companies actually have a way to detect if they're vulnerable to that specific zero-day threat? Also, it still might be unknown to them. And how many of these responses will return on time for our customer to act? And if and when they get those answers, how will they act to prevent a data breach by a vendor? Yes, that's not the way to defend your company against a zero-day supply chain threat, but sadly, this is an actual reality of many companies today. So, this particular customer was handling a lot of patient data. They're subject to HIPAA rules, so you can imagine the responsibility. And they, like everybody else, rely on a large network of tech and non-tech vendors, their supply chain. Which one of those vendors are weaker in their cyber posture? Which ones will breach out their patients' data? It is an impossible task to tell, especially when we're talking about a zero-day attack that is actively evolving. And now imagine doing that across thousands of vendors. So that's why they were interested in how MAX catches 0 days and how we can help to prevent them. During the POV, the ConnectWise Screen Connect 0 Day popped up, a remote desktop and access software, and a bug in it allowing any remote attacker to bypass authentication and get control as an admin user on the vulnerable computer and on the network. Attackers launched massive exploitation with thousands of companies being exposed, leading to ransomware, information stealers, and Cobalt Strike payloads installed all around the world. When the MAX cyber analyst team saw the 0 Day announced, they delivered an impact report to the customer right away. It included an analysis of the 0 Day and remediation steps, but most importantly, they had assessed the customer's entire supply chain, which included more than 1,000 vendors, and quickly identified 17 that had potential exposure to this brand new threat. At this point, the MAX team was ready to reach out to those vendors and work with them to remediate the issue on behalf of our customer. And just like that, the story ends a day later, with our customer consciously deciding how to handle the 17 vendors based on their criticalness to the business and their efforts of remediating the issue before it causes trouble. In future episodes, we'll talk about other differentiated capabilities that matter. MAX delivers what third-party risk management needs to be in 2024. A real-time, scalable, automated managed service that expands with the company's growth of the supply chain. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.